Hey, what's going on, tribe? It's Red again, just hitting you guys up with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. So guys, it's going to be one of them crazy matrix chat videos. um, so yeah, one of them ones, just kind of go with it. um, how are you guys finding these energies of return? I know today is, I think it's a new moon or full moon. But everyone's going to be experiencing the energies differently. But for me, my experience, these energies are so heavy and dense right now. Um, yeah, it's just so heavy and dense, man. So I'm just quickly going out to try ground. Um, it feels like I'm doing a lot of shedding, um, and I'm kind of in in between realms in a way, because I've been reading this book also, and it's called Be Here Now, and it's about a professor, and he was kind of wanting to find a deeper meaning to life or whatever. Um, so he's trying to find his a deeper meaning. Sorry. Um, so then he comes across one of his fellow um, friends or whatever in Harvard was experimenting with psychedelics, mushrooms. If you've ever had mushrooms, um, you'll kind of know that after trying psychedelics, the 3D realm is totally different. Um, so you could say I could be having another ego death and a dark night of the soul, because the way it feels is like, it feels a bit like Neo in the Matrix, where they're walking, with everyone walking around just before he sees a woman in the red dress, and everyone's just oblivious to what's going on, and just off to do their normal routine, should I say. Because yeah, I'm just looking at everything, and everything is just like routine. Um, well, I'm on the outside looking in, should I say, and programming. And obviously, we know that they be programming us from kids, really, should I say, to just run the system to a certain degree. So yeah, you go to primary school, you get your lunch and break. Secondary school, you get lunch and break, and it's just prepping you for work to be a part of the system, really. Um, being a indigo child, I've just been defiant, rebellious, and against authority and stuff. What's it called? And the like the routine, should I say, of how this 3D realm is, should I say? Because yeah, I just don't resonate. I've never had resonated with the 3D realm, having to do certain things. Like, say for instance, going to school to learn something that I'm not interested in. Yeah, so I wouldn't give it all my energy. Because yeah, why should you learn something that you don't want to learn? Um, yeah, if you're not going to give it your all, should I say? Because if I'm not interested by something, I'm not going to give it like no energy. Um, but yeah, I'm rambling a little bit anyway. Um, but yeah, is it a new moon? I think it's either a new moon or a full moon. Um, but yeah, it just feels like a lot of shedding, and it basically just feels like the this 3D realm is just, it's not even existing anymore. Like, it's not like, yeah, like I still gotta basically, what's the word, kind of participate in it, but I'm not in it. Like, I don't feel attached to it. It's fucking weird. So like, yeah, I'm just watching shit play out, and to not try to get too attached to it, if that makes sense, because yeah, there is some big shifts happening on an energy level. I can feel something. I don't know what it is. I can just feel something. Something shifting. Like, um, as I can envision it, like just it's weird. Um, like yeah, you're like certain things are coming online, certain gifts and shit. And the vision I just got was maybe it's a collective thing, like like a bottleneck, yeah. If you got like should I say marbles in a bottleneck, not all of them are going to get through, yeah. But if it builds up a lot of pressure, should I say, certain marbles are going to get pushed through the bottleneck to drop through, right? So that's what what I just envisioned, should I say. So we're kind of somewhat stuck in this bottleneck, yeah, should I say. So the 3D, 4D or 5D, yeah. Well, 5D would be passing through it anyway. So yeah, okay. So at the moment, we've kind of got the collective in the bottleneck, and you're getting the odd, how should I say it, collective parts like light workers and stuff, awakening, raising their vibration, and then kind of passing through the bottleneck to the other side is what I'm seeing. And it's a bit of a channeled message, kind of weird. So yeah, that's how the energies feel for me at the moment. Like nothing is stagnant. So nothing's kind of going forward, and I'm looking back, and that world doesn't really exist anymore. Like even, I don't know, it's really weird. Like like you could look back at the past, yeah, and it's like I'm no longer that person. Like I'm making what's the word? Healing that. So when I'm looking back now on the journey, yeah, like the past really doesn't. Well, the past doesn't exist, right? But I'm experiencing it in the now, which is really weird. But there's some things that are kind of attaching the ego, still attached to the ego, should I say. But I'm very aware of the past no longer existing. Obviously, time and space, they're more of a 3D realm kind of thing to keep that realm going. So, and I'm feeling time speeding up, if any of you have noticed it, like not just because it's winter, but just in general, time is very fast at the moment. So I'm noticing that. So trying to stay as present as possible, and that was in the channel messages I get as well, is to try be as present as possible, because there is no past and there is no future. All we have is the now. So kind of be as present as possible. And funny enough, that's come up in my book, to try be as present as possible as well. And a good book to check out is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It's it's all about really living in the present moment. Because if you're thinking about the past too much, that's how you get depressed. And if you're thinking more in the future and stuff, you feel more anxious, should I say. So yeah, it's really weird, kind of like I was saying about the bottleneck. So that's what I think's happening collectively. We are in this bottleneck, and this is what I see, and I can feel it. So it's kind of weird. And like yeah, I'm getting more sensitive to shit. Like I can hear shit and sense shit, and it's going a bit mad at the moment, energy wise. And the tiredness, I'm exhausted. Yeah, I'm exhausted. Like not even physically. Like this is more like on a soul level. I am exhausted. The tiredness is real. Like yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been this tired in my life. Like, wow. Like, yeah. So I've been trying to have some vitamin D and B12 and stuff. But yeah, even that ain't even that ain't doing it. So we just got to kind of go with it anyway. But where else was I going with that? Yeah, about the shifting from realms, from the 3D to the 4D to the 5D. I would say The 3D realm would be the actual bottle, and we're kind of trapped in the bottle, and then we've got to pass through the 4D, which is the bottleneck, then to transition into the 5D. But obviously the 4D realm, as I've been told, like channeled messages and also been hearing other people say it as well, is the fourth dimension is more of the cleansing realm. So before you enter the fifth dimension, you're going to have to purge, cleanse, heal, release a good majority of the ego. I think in one video they were saying, sounds like it's not even about percentage, but it sounds about right to me. Obviously everything's balanced, yeah. Everything's about balance. So what they was basically saying in the video is, if you've got like 51% healed, then you're just basically you're balancing more to the lighter side of things, if that makes sense. Like, because you know, we all contain light and darkness within us. But the more healing you do, and the more conscious you become, and the more changes you make, it starts adding to your healing process, should I say. So it would be balanced, but then once you start doing the work, it will balance out to like the 51%. And then what were they basically explaining? So once you're in that 51%, you're basically more on your soul's path, should I say, if that makes sense. Sounds so weird. I'm still trying to get a good understanding, but I thought, fuck it, I'll share it with you. It's a crazy Matrix Talk video, so just go with it. But yeah, there's a lot of I don't know, man. This realm is just looking shaky. It's looking shaky. Like yeah, it's just looking really weird. It's looking really weird, and it feels really weird as well. Like I was saying, it just feels so just kind of stagnant and on pause at the moment. It's like I was saying about the bottleneck, and that's how it actually feels. Because I've been doing the work, and it just feels like I've just come to this stagnant period. Well, it's not actually stagnant, because there's been a lot of stuff coming to the surface for healing and releasing. But yeah, it just feels stagnant and kind of disconnected. So I'm kind of in the void. And trying to stay grounded is just a madness. Jesus, it feels like I'm just fucking floating at the moment, just in general. So trying to ground is important during these times as well, because the vessel is trying to it's shedding density so you can withstand more light, should I say. What was I going to say? The body shedding density, grounding. I don't know where I was going with that anyway. But yeah, the body is shedding density to withstand more light, and people think ascending is more about raising your vibration and raising your frequency, when it's more about grounding in the energy. And if your lower chakras are weak, you're going to be finding it not hard, but it's going to be what's the word? You're not going to be grounded, so your lower three chakras are going to be kind of when more light comes to them, it's going to feel more unpleasant, because most people, most 3Ders or most muggles, should we say, they can spend their whole lifetime in the lower three chakras. So your survival chakra, sexuality, creativity, and then your solar plexus is about willpower, self-confidence, and self-esteem and joy. So most people get caught up in the lower three chakras when you want to be really moving that energy up into your heart chakra, yeah? Forgiveness, love, unconditional love, and that's where you want to be vibrating at, like the love frequency, if possible. But that's the aim. For most people that's on their journey, light workers, star seeds, healers, empaths, the chosen ones, and that's another thing about the 3D realm. The 3D realm loves labels, so it has to have a label for everything. But yeah, we're just gonna go with it. But yeah, for us black sheep or weird folk, should I say? That's fucking weirdos and that's nutcases and shit. Most people will think that we're fucking. People will look at my video and think, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Yeah, it's just mad. But for us ones on the journey, who chose to assist with the shifting, our higher chakras are usually already switched on, and we kind of. So yeah, we already have gifts, and it's just tapping into them. But for that, the muggles, they gotta work their way from the bottom up. Even though we all gotta do healing in every chakra, but they're starting at the baseline. So for us lot, we're already online, should I say, and we just gotta bring that energy in. So from our higher chakras, we need to bring it down into our lower three, because our lower three are the weakest chakras, and through past trauma, childhood stuff, and just growing up for us light workers, we tend to shut off our lower three chakras and tend to operate from our higher ones. That's why we can be stuck in. Sometimes we can get stuck into the lower three chakras as well. Obviously, survival chakra, sexuality, and your confidence and self-esteem. If you do your research, you will understand that the chakras go a lot more deeper than that. But yeah, we can get trapped in the lower three chakras, and we really want to be moving up and out of them lower three. Yeah, very interesting. But yeah, these energies right now are a bit, I don't know, it's hard to say. Weird. I'm just looking around and shit, like people at the pub and that, and it's like, yeah, a lot of people are going to be shocked when the world around them starts to crumble and shit, and we somewhat kind of got to go back to hunter-gatherer days and shit. And having to work the land and that, because all this shit that they're giving you into the supermarket is like, it's artificial food. And some people even tasted like what's it called, like decent food in a long time. Fucking hell. Like, where was it? I think it was a few days ago, maybe no, last week. I got a banana from like this shop, yeah, not a supermarket. It's like they had fruit and veg outside, so I got a banana. Listen, this banana, yeah, tasted so banging, because I think what happens in the Matrix, you go to the supermarket, and I've noticed this, when I go to the supermarket and get food from the vegetables from the supermarket to the organic shop, there's a whole different taste. Like celery, I don't like celery, but the one from the supermarket I can tolerate, but the one from the organic shop, it's got a very celery taste and smell to it. But obviously I still got to suck it up and use the organic one, but I've noticed a difference between both of them. Yeah, maybe it's just me getting more sensitive to certain things, I don't know. But yeah, it was just a little crazy Matrix talk video about this 3D realm, the transitioning. I don't know, some of that, what was coming out was some, I think it was channeled anyway, so I don't know. But yeah, it was only a little crazy Matrix talk video while I go out and try to get grounded, because this is all a bit wild right now. But peace, love and light, tribe, and I'm going to hit you guys up real soon.